Jesse Palmer from the Mothership joining us. All right, we've talked about Mariota and Winston. Did I ask you if you're the Bucs? Okay, you're the Bucs.
Yep.
You're the Bucs GM.
Okay.
You're on the clock.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I'm taking Winston.
Okay. Not even a doubt.
I would probably be one of those GMs that makes the decision early and starts talking to his agent and just try to figure the deal out. Just get it done.
What would you ask him?
Jameis?
What would you need to know?
I don't question his competitive fire and his willingness to win. Again, all my questions with him are off the field.
But what do you ask
I don't know.
to get the answer you want?
I don't know what you ask. He's probably been asked everything. You know, are you gonna steal food from a supermarket again? We're gonna give you a couple $1 million, by the way. You know, are you gonna yell profanity in public places throughout the greater Tampa St. Pete area, Clearwater? I don't know what you ask him, except, hey, do you think you've matured? Are these repeat offenses? Was that a one-time thing? I can totally deal with that when you're 20, 21 years old. I get that. That wasn't my problem, but it's about to become my problem. It's going to become our problem. We're investing in you. I need you on the field helping us win games. I need you to stay eligible. I need this locker room to respect you. I don't doubt that when we get on the field in between the white lines for 60 minutes, you're the most competitive guy in the field, and you'll do whatever it takes to win, and you can block out distractions. I've seen that. It's documented. What I need to know is, can you be the leader in the face of this franchise? That's probably my question. Can you be the face of this franchise?
But he strikes me, he can tell you something you're not going to know if he's telling you the truth.
Exactly.
I believe he can talk his way in and out of anything.
He's charismatic.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Very.
And a lot of guys every year come out like that. Look at you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Would you want Manziel? Would you give Manziel another chance?
Well, he's played 1 year. He played a couple games. Now, again, and I don't know.
Do you trust him?
Not as much as I trust Jameis Winston, because through a year now in the NFL, when everyone told him what to do and what not to do, he still didn't do the right thing. So I think there's more of a reason not to trust Johnny Manziel. But again, talent's there. And early in his career, I think he deserves another shot. We're going to find out in Cleveland this year. Big year for his career, certainly this season.
All right, Tebow with the Eagles. Now, he went to Tom House, the quarterback whisperer. Techniques improved. You're not going to doubt his desire. Still wants to play. Didn't want to go to the CFL. So Chip Kelly what's Chip Kelly know about Tim Tebow that we don't know?
I think it's a brilliant move, Dan. And I don't know if it's so much what Chip Kelly knows about Tim Tebow. I think it might be as much what Tim Tebow may know about the NFL and a potential rule change. Next month, they're going to rediscuss this extra point rule. They might move the extra kick back to the 15-yard line and incentivize teams to go for two. They might move the 2-point conversion to the 1.5-yard line.
Yeah.
That in itself is worth, to me, bringing Tim Tebow in, who right now today, last year at the SEC Network was one of the best short yardage goal line quarterbacks in the NFL. If that's the case and they make that change, if you've seen Chip Kelly in college or pro, he loves to steal points. Any chance he can get, he'll do it. And I think if you're the Eagles, this is a safe gamble, because if they don't change the rule, let him compete with Matt Barkley. If miraculously somehow they trade up and get Marcus Mariota, let him compete. If he doesn't make it, he doesn't make your team. It was a minimum contract. As far as I know, there wasn't $1 million. There was no guaranteed money. He wasn't offered a signing bonus. It's an experiment, but I think it's an insurance policy in case the NFL decides to change this rule. It's huge. If that was the case and that happens, then in my opinion, Chip Kelly's a genius.
How did Tebow not make the transition to the NFL? That you're one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. You threw for 10,000 yards, and you get to the NFL, and all of a sudden you look pedestrian.
There's a lot of factors that go into that, obviously. We talked about the evolution of more complex offenses, the next level. People do forget this, though, and this is a universal truth about Heisman Trophy winners. Go back and look at who Tim Tebow played with.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's
he had an NFL team with him.
Let's go through it.
Yeah.
Percy Harvin, Aaron Hernandez, Riley Cooper, Lewis Murphy, David Nelson. Those were his receivers.
And they're all starters.
Yeah. Marcus Gilbert, the Pouncey twins. Those guys were in front of him blocking. That was an All-American caliber, Brandon Spikes-led defense. He's the best player in college football because he's a very good player, but he had great help around him. You go back and look at Danny Werfel, look at Matt Leinart, look at Sam Bradford. Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks more often than not have first-round talent scattered around them. And that was that happened with Tim. Tim's not, it's not that Tim's not a good player. I think he was a great player at that level. Maybe this experiment in Philadelphia is going to work, but there's a lot of things that are different, and we're going to find out.
Yeah, the whole Aaron Hernandez thing. Patriots love to buy low. Mm-hmm. They can get that guy who's a first-round talent going in the fourth round. Yes. We're okay with the Patriots doing it, right? For some reason, that they can draft these guys, but we kill other teams that draft questionable character guys. Aaron Hernandez, by all accounts, was not a good guy at Florida, right?
Yeah, listen, I didn't know him at Florida.
But you went there. You had to know.
I went there. It was funny because I spent a lot of time there, and I was completely oblivious to what was actually happening behind the scenes.
Okay. But they draft, I see where Randy Gregory fails the drug test. Then all of a sudden he could slip in the draft. Right. And then the Patriots would be interested in the guy. Like they're almost waiting for these guys to happen.
I feel like the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick, though, have this reputation as fixers for a lot of people. Randy Moss in his career, had kind of gone through a slump.
Corey Dillon.
He was resurrected. Corey Dillon. There's a lot of guys. And it's kind of the humble pie thing. Whatever that is in New England, they do.
But can they take another risk after what happened with Aaron Hernandez? Not that you're getting a murderer.
I was going to say, I don't think you could ever expect again to draft a guy that had some of the psychological issues that Aaron Hernandez did. Now, you never know, obviously.
But how's that get by you when all the interviews that you do?
And supposedly a very good relationship with Urban Meyer and the Florida coaching staff.
Well, Urban had to co-sign on this with Bill Belichick.
Right.
You guarantee Bill called and said, hey, tell me about Aaron Hernandez.
I think, again, I don't want to isolate that case, but I think that was what happened was unbelievable to even the Patriots. I think they thought he had issues. I don't think they ever thought he would take someone into a parking lot and execution-style murder them.
Yeah.
I've played in locker rooms where we looked around the room and went, that's a bad dude. That guy's crazy. But not put me on my knees.
Have you ever been afraid of a teammate?
Yes. Keith Hamilton, the Hammer. Remember him?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome defensive tackle we had at the New York Giants. He was the baddest dude I've ever played with. He's like a real-life Shaft. So this is a true
John Shaft.
This is a true story. We were playing the Kansas City Chiefs my rookie year. All right, this is after 9/11. The NFL suspended play for a week. We go to Arrowhead and play Kansas City. Right before the game, we're in our locker room, and we had a starting guard, Parker, who was like taping
Glenn
Parker, remember? Perennial Pro Bowler. He's taping his fingers, and he's throwing the empty tape roll over his shoulder, thinking he's putting it into a garbage can. He keeps hitting Hammer. And Hammer's telling him, hey, dude, stop it. I'm not playing. Stop it. Glenn just, 14-year veteran, hits him again. Hits him again. Finally, literally minutes before the game, Hammer has enough, stands up, walks over, and knocks out Glenn Parker. Just KOs him, drops him. And all of a sudden, now Kerry Collins is taking snaps without like a perennial Pro Bowl guard on the offensive line. The baddest dude. He would wear like chinchilla fur coats and diamonds and shades. I think Michael Strahan was afraid of him in the locker room. Like he was the one guy, if he stood up and said something, like just everybody would just be quiet. The baddest human being. And I think he played beside Tony Siragusa at Pitt, by the way. Like that would have been a ruthless like D-tackle combination in college. Keith Hamilton, and his son actually is an excellent D-tackle at Rutgers right now, who's going to be an NFL player. But Keith Hamilton. And it's not even close.
If Keith said, hey, jump in, get in my car.
Yeah, you're getting in the car, or you're gonna be in the trunk. And listen, and for the record, I played with Larry Allen. Like I played with Larry Allen, who's you could put him in that category. People, Allenitis, the whole thing. But I'm telling you, dude, Keith Hamilton, he will put you in his trunk. Like he might do it now.
But guys weren't afraid to play against Hamilton. They were afraid to play against Larry Allen.
They were afraid to play, on the field. I'm talking about like you asked me the baddest dude I've ever played with, scariest guy, because off the field, there's just no.
But Larry Allen would make guys call in sick, right?
Yeah, he'd make us go. I remember Norv Turner, we were in practice, and Norv was our offensive coordinator in training camp with the 49ers, and he was tough on us. And if you had like a false start penalty in practice, he would just stop it, yell at everybody, and we would just move on. We wouldn't go back and replay the play. It was a punishment. We were one play less prepared for our game because of mental errors. Strap it up, lock in, let's go. Sure enough, we're out of practice one day, and Larry Allen jumps offside. He had a false start penalty. And here comes Norv. He's coming in. He's got the whistle. He's yelling. He's screaming. And Larry turns around. You never heard Larry talk. And Larry turns around, looks at him, and dropped a profanity, which I can't say. He called him run it again. And right away, We're all just kind of looking around. Alex Smith, we're all looking at each other. Frank Gore, we don't know. All right, let's get back on the ball. Here we go. One more time. Let's go. Larry wants it again. I mean, the only guy, he controlled everything. He would show up to practice in his Rolls-Royce Phantom. He'd get driven. He only wore like triple or quadruple X large basketball jerseys. I heard him laugh. I heard him laugh a couple times, and that's about it. He yelled at Norv Turner. I heard him laugh. That's all I ever heard him do. I think I may have seen him bench press 650 pounds. So if you gave me Keith Hamilton and Larry Allen in any fight ever,
you're winning.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Russell Wilson, franchise quarterback?
Yes.
Would you? How much do you make him the highest paid quarterback in the game?
I wouldn't make him. I don't know if he's the highest paid right now. I think Tom Brady should be the highest paid quarterback, or Aaron Rodgers should be the highest paid quarterback right now. But based on what I've seen from Russell Wilson, and again, on the field, execution, what he provides the offense. But to him, the X factor I've always said, maturity. We talked about Jameis Winston's lack of maturity. I think Russell Wilson was mature when he was 12.
Yeah.
Like just having, followed him a lot, covered his games at NC State and then at Wisconsin.
How did he lose his job to Glennon?
Well, he didn't. I think it was interesting. Tom O'Brien, the head coach, had 2 NFL starting quarterbacks on his roster, and Russell Wilson wanted to play baseball. And I think finally Tom O'Brien said, hey, you know what? If you keep going and playing baseball, I'm going to give the job to Glenn.
But did Russell not know that he could be an NFL quarterback?
He didn't know. It was Drew Brees, I think, winning the Super Bowl that put a light off in Russell Wilson's head that said, you know what? Maybe I don't need to be 6 feet tall to win. I think that changed a lot of things. That moment when Drew Brees beat Peyton Manning in a Super Bowl, wow. I think a light went off. I think Russell's always been really, really confident in his abilities. I think a part of him still wants to play baseball, by the way. But I think it was that moment that really kind of set the light off for him. He never lost his job to Glennon. He left to go play at Wisconsin. But I think the leadership he provides, talk about a face of your franchise, and all the things he is on and off the field. If you're asking what a franchise quarterback should be, it's Russell Wilson.
And you can't teach that. You can't teach what he did. That final drive at the end of the first half in the Super Bowl, Patriots have just scored. There's a minute left, and you're thinking the momentum is on the Patriots side.
No doubt.
And he leads them down. And, like, you're watching going, this guy's making it look really, really easy.
Well, I mean, up to that point, he had never lost a start against Drew Brees, Brady, Manning, Rodgers.
Yeah.
I mean, how do quarterbacks outduel one another? There's just got to be this competitive fire that I'm willing to go toe-to-toe, throw for throw with anybody. And I don't care. I mean, these guys, I had posters of these guys on my wall 2 years ago in a dorm in Madtown, Wisconsin. And right now, give me the ball back at the end of this first minute of this half because I'm going to march us down and score. There's that competitive fire. The greatest have it. And that's why anytime you get an opportunity to watch quarterbacks like that square off on Thursday or Sunday or Monday, turn on the television because it's much-watched TV.
And I mean this in all sincerity. You're similar size to Tom Brady. What does Brady have that you say, why I didn't have that?
Yeah.
I mean, you started in Florida. He couldn't even start at Michigan.
Well, which was a mistake in retrospect, obviously.
Yeah,
but I mean,
what is it?
Yeah, to him, to me, again, I think it's his fire.
You didn't have that?
Rare. I mean, I wanted to win. I don't know if I wanted to win as bad as he did. I mean, I watch him, his demeanor on and off the field. And I'm not saying great quarterbacks don't necessarily have to face smash each other, and teammates when they score touchdowns or spike and yell like Tom Brady does. Eli Manning's won 2 Super Bowls. He doesn't talk very much. You don't need to be Dan Marino in the huddle screaming at people. But Tom it's a will to win. Russell has it. Tom has it. And it's different. There's something ingrained and built in them where I really think it messes their life up if they lose. I think it really hurts them. They take it personally. It's a team game, but they put it on the line. Tom just has that it factor, whatever that moxie, whatever we call it. It's to play at a high level the way he does, and to really hold everybody else to a standard that they've had now in New England for years with Pro Bowl players, with rookies that he's had around him, and yet this offense elevates. It's pretty amazing.
Good to have you in, Jesse. We appreciate it.
By the way, Tom Brady and I have the same leather jacket.
You do?
We do. That's the only thing we have in common.
Do you have a Giselle?
No.
You do not have
that's what I was alluding to. I have a lot less hardware, less rings, I have less mortgage, and less Giselle.
And one less supermodel.
And which is, however you want to prioritize that in the hierarchy. You just go right ahead.
Fair
enough.
But you've had a great run.
Dude, here I am.
I know.
With you.
Yeah.
We're in New York City.
Yeah.
Bring it.
You know Herb Street, though.
I do know Herb Street.
No, you're no.
Oh, I'm no Herb Street. Yeah, no. Well, again, not enough mortgage.
But if we went to the Combine, Now, I could go to a looks combine.
Okay.
You, Brady, Herbstreit at a looks combine.
What is a looks combine?
Just
Like we're gonna go out in the field and just throw balls around?
no. Just
like on a scale.
the way you look. Yeah,
Oh,
like women are going to assess if you're a lottery.
Okay, well,
pick.
Tom's going 1.
He is.
And I'm the 3 seed.
Ooh, man.
Yeah. Well, listen, hey, you go with what you got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, you're making, you're pulling off the Robin Thicke look, though, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you been confused for Robin Thicke?
All the facial hair and leather, just at the end of the day, won't change my draft status in that order. Yeah.
You're kind of a free agent signing.
Yeah, maybe a project.
Yeah. Thank you, Jess.
You got it, brother.
He's Jesse Palmer, the mothership.